Welcome to Storytellers, the podcast where we hear the tales and journeys of inspiring members and supporters of NSA Houston. I'm your host, Beth Nas, and here everyone has a unique story. So let's get nice and cozy as we spotlight our next storyteller. Welcome to the show, Eric. We are so excited to have you as a guest. Again, so much fun to be able to see the journey and the growth that we've both experienced together as board members for the National Speakers Association, and now this year as past president. Tell me a little bit about what you're feeling. What are the emotions that are going through?
Yeah, thank you so much. It's great to be with you again. It's been an emotional, I would say, couple of months even. I didn't expect for it to be difficult to kind of pass the baton, so to speak. And so it was a little bit hard. It was a little bit difficult, but at the same time, I would say I found a great deal of joy in doing that. Not because I was getting rid of the position, but just because I'm so excited about our new vision, and specifically Megan's mission, right? Our new president, and what she's been able to do as far as putting a great board together, and just really the way that she leads. I'm excited about that. I'm excited for the future of NSA Houston and where we can go this year. So, yeah, it was emotional, but at the same time, I was happy that it is being left in extremely good hands.
Absolutely. And, the baton was passed off where it was built on the foundation that you set. And, I know that your motto was victory loves preparation. So talking a little bit more about this motto, this vision that Megan has, you equally had a vision when you first started. I know Megan's is Together We Rise, and like I said, yours was Amat Victoriam Curum. Tell me about what that really meant to you. What was the significance of that? Because I remember, like, take me back to the day where you and I were standing there and you're like, hey, I have this vision. This is where I'm going with it. Victory loves preparation. Like, what does that mean to you and where were you going with it?
Yeah, that it's funny how that kind of happened because at the beginning of each year, I kind of pick a motto, right? Or a phrase, or sometimes it's just like a keyword. And I just live by that keyword or phrase for the entire year. So it helps motivate me and just keeps things going and keeps me focused. And so that year it was Amat Victoria Curum, which, like you said, means victory loves preparation. And so as I started my my stint as president for NSA Houston, I was just like, that's perfect. Like I was just like, this is perfect because I really wanted it to be a place where we could come to prepare to be victorious. That's really what I kind of envisioned for NSA Houston. I wanted it to be a place where we could all come as members, as guests, as just to come and prepare to be victorious in our individual positions, whatever those are, whether you're a speaker, a consultant, a coach, whatever it is you do in life, even in your personal life. This was the place where you could come and learn and continue to prepare to be victorious. And then I also thought, with that, it's important that when we are victorious, that we're not celebrating by ourselves. I mean, that's okay, right? Like that's good, but it's not nearly as much fun. And so it was great as we held our meetings once a month to be able to ask people, what are your wins, this month? How are you winning? And have people actually express that and talk about how they were winning. Again, that just kind of set the stage and the atmosphere for Amat Victoria Curum, come and prepare to be victorious. And then when you are, let's celebrate together. Because I thought that's where the true meaning of that phrase was, is that once you win, now what? Well, once you win, let's come together, let's celebrate each other and continue to build. So it kind of happened by accident, but I'm so happy for that accident because I just thought it was a perfect fit.
It definitely was, and it was setting the foundation, the just kind of the building blocks of where the association has the ability for the direction to go. And like you said, we have amazing board members that are definitely supporting. In addition to that, we have amazing members, and the value of membership and being involved in something is something that we somewhat don't take advantage of. It's something
Yeah.
that, we pay our membership dues and we just go in and say, okay, well, as long as I kind of get their newsletter and I see what's going on, it gives me enough. But what does it really mean to be involved in order to be that part of that group, part of that dynamic that helps give you that support so you can all be victorious together?
Yeah, I think it's critical. I plan my month around that third Friday every single month. So unless I'm with a client or out speaking or something like that, I'm at NSA. And the reason for that is that's where I go to learn, right? It's not just an opportunity for us to show up together and celebrate, but it's really an opportunity to learn. It's where we're going to master our individual craft. It's where we're going to have growth, professional growth. It's where we're going to continue to stretch, right? And so I place a high importance, high priority on that third Friday. Unless I'm speaking, unless I'm on stage, really, I'm at NSA because I don't want to miss out. I want to continue to learn. I want to continue to get better, to improve, and just continue to have that professional growth mindset. And I think this is the perfect place to get it.
The third Friday is definitely an amazing opportunity to be able to expand your knowledge, expand your horizon, and just kind of get yourself out of your boundaries of just, this comfort zone that you're in. And, I know that as members, we want to gain value in our involvement and the time that we spend. So I know that, even down to our programs, they are intentional with
Yeah.
topics that essentially impact you, not only as a professional speaker, but a consultant, a trainer, an author, which now you have your book that you've authored, which we'll talk more about that in just a second. So exciting. And really ultimately it helps develop you. This year I'm excited, I'm going to kind of put a little shameless plug in, but we now have our entrepreneurial program, our webinar as well, which
That's right.
free to members and allows them to be able to grow their business. And, it's not just about getting on stage and doing a speech or getting in front of a group and training or having a client that you're consulting, but ultimately it's what is the intention with the time that we get to spend together that we get to grow. And I love that word that you used. There's two words that you actually use that I just kind of put in my little think tank. One of them was grow, and then the other one was culture. And finding that one word, that one phrase that you hold on to help give you the direction and the path. And you did it with Amat Victorium Curum, but as as that kind of developed, you developed yourself and ended up getting yourself prepared to launch your book. And your book is really focused on building that culture of having the ability to be able to not get burned out, not, just get tired of the routine and the day to day, and especially for educators more so than anyone. But tell me about how you work that motto into your own personal life and how you use it to enhance your entrepreneurial growth.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for that. The book it's been kind of a labor of love, right? I am a past teacher and love teaching. I would probably still be a teacher today had just certain things happened in my life, but it didn't. And so, my teaching career was cut short. But I absolutely love teaching, and I just saw the day-to-day struggles, and I experienced it right with teachers and how quickly they can burn out. And so there's this significant problem of teachers burning out and leaving the industry and going to corporate America or doing whatever, becoming entrepreneurs, which is great, right? Do you. But that's leaving a huge void of teachers that we need. And I thought, how can I play a role in that? And so the idea came to me of writing this book and putting this book together. So it's called From Burnout to Brilliance. And it's really all about rediscovering that passion and purpose for teaching through perseverance. But again, it's just going back to kind of the roots and just saying, what am I doing to prepare? Right. And how can I be victorious? And so if you're preparing every day, if you're preparing those lesson plans, if you're preparing to build a good classroom culture or a good school culture, then that's more than likely going to happen because you're actively involved in it, right? What we don't need is for teachers to just say, well, that's it. Like I can't take it anymore. Like too many of our teachers are doing and going off to other fields. We want our good teachers to stay in teaching. That's where we need them. We need them
Absolutely.
to stay, but we have to give them the tools. We have to give them the support. We have to give them reasons to stay. We um, we have to show them that we care. And so again, we're by being engaged and being involved with our educators, we are showing them that model. We're showing them that Ama Victoria Curum. Hey, victory loves preparation. Allow me as a parent, possibly, to help you prepare. Right? Let me help my kid prepare for school so that if they're prepared for school and you're prepared to teach them, wow, it's going to be a beautiful thing.
It's so good. I love the dichotomy and just the ability to be able to hone in on your skills in a way to where it brings value to others. And, in terms of your skills, you are a keynote speaker, you are a consultant, and through these experiences, it's now led you to authoring a book. And I know a lot of people that maybe are thinking about becoming members or thinking about even getting into this industry,
Sure.
don't even know where to begin and what to do. And so, how do you think NSA has helped play a role in getting you to where you've gotten by all the accomplishments you've gained?
Yeah, NSA has played a huge role. I found out about NSA probably 6 years into my 10-year career in the speaking industry. But once I joined NSA, it just gave me that guidance that I needed in order for me to be successful and to set up my business to be successful. NSA has helped me make the connections that I needed to make. Has allowed me to get answers to the questions that I had about how to make that transition from being a speaker on stage for corporate events to education events. There is always someone there at NSA that can answer my questions. And it just continues to provide me that guidance that I need. Right. And I think that's been a key thing for me is just not being stuck, always moving forward. Hey, I may fall down, but guess what? When I fall down, I fall forward. So if you're thinking at all about starting a speaking career, or if you're in corporate America, for example, and you use the spoken word for your job, right? Wow, NSA is a great place for you to continue to master those skills. And so you're just going to improve. You're just going to get better and better and better. Again, it's a great place to come together to prepare to be victorious, regardless of what your role is. So if you're thinking about it and you want to really improve, this is a great organization to do that in. And I'm super excited that I joined that many years ago. Um, it has just been one of the best things I've done for my career.
Time flies, and now our journey together has gone into its second year, and it's
Yay!
yes, it's exciting to be able to just see. all of our accomplishments and growth. And, yeah, as an entrepreneur running my business, I got involved in NSA just to push myself out of my comfort zone and out of my boundaries. And I knew that I had a story, but I didn't know how to tell my story or what was the best way to tell my story. And you can't really learn that unless you're in the environment and
Yeah.
you get, like you said, that energy from everyone else. And again, I'm not here to invent the wheel, but I like reinventing the wheel. And if someone already has a system, or a solution that works, then I can apply it. We're in totally different industries. You might be focused on instructors and educators, while I'm focused on, the moving industry. But at the end of the day, we have the same core focus. And I want the listeners and the viewers to really pay attention to this part, because I don't know if you guys got this, but one of the main things that I heard with what Eric just said is evolve, evolve. Don't stay in one place. And if you just become a member, you're just staying in one place. But if you get out there and get involved, then you evolve as a result of that experience, that engagement that you have with fellow members. And like you said, you don't have to just be a speaker. You can be a consultant, you can be a trainer, you can be an author, just anyone who uses words on a daily basis to inspire, influence, teach, and bring and add value to others. And if you have a way that you want to learn how to train and, become more confident in front of a group of people, if you work for a company and you just need that extra little support of how to get yourself to the next level, well, this definitely is an opportunity, as I'm hearing Eric say, to level up. And you can level up not just one directional, but multiple directions, to where you can start as one thing and just become other things. Because a lot of what we do, and a lot of what you're doing, Eric, is very harmonious in nature. So being a consultant, having a book makes sense. And being a keynote speaker and having a book makes sense, because then it adds and let's just be honest, authority to your knowledge and your experience in what it is that you're doing. And so to be able to gain that through an association by just one small membership fee, it really allows you to be able to evolve through that involvement. And I really want the listeners and the viewers to take that away. If they're taking anything away, is, through that is where you've gotten to, which is amazing, because, leadership is a really important thing. And so tell me a little bit about your thoughts on building leaders and, culture these days. That's a trending word, and a lot of people just throw it around like it's just, a word. But when you build culture, whether it's in an association or with a group of instructors or even in corporate America, what are those fundamental tools that you have to have and ultimately grow as a business owner?
Yeah, I believe that in order to do that, in order to build a winning culture that lasts, is what we call it here at the Aroca Group. You got to have a few things. Number one, you got to have vision. What is the vision of what you're trying to accomplish? If it's not clear to you, it will never be clear to anyone else. You see businesses come, you see businesses go. And there's a reason for that. A lot of it has to do with vision. They never had a clear vision of where they were going, how they were going to get there, how they were going to overcome obstacles. There was just no vision. The second thing is the mission, right? Are you clear on your mission for your organization? If that's clear, hey, you've got something. Like, you've got a vision and you've got a mission on how you're actually going to bring that vision into effect. That's what your mission is. You're getting there. You're getting close. And the third thing is that I believe you got to have values. What are the core values, right? Because I believe the values are the disinfectant to your culture. So whatever your values are, they should drive every decision that you make in your organization, whether it's a financial decision, uh, whether it's hiring, firing, expansion, whatever decisions you have to make, your core values should be the things that are driving those decisions. So when you make a decision, you can say, I made a decision, and the base of that decision is this value. You got to communicate those things to everyone. But once everybody understands what your vision and mission is and your values, people will take notice. People will want to do business with you because they trust you. You've been able to build that trust through them by sharing your vision, by showing them the mission, by explaining your values to them and why you believe the things that you believe as an organization.
Absolutely. And I know as incoming board members this year, one of the first things that we focused in our strategic planning was getting in line with this year's mission and vision and
Mhm.
embracing our core values as an organization, because ultimately those are the fundamental roots, the foundation that we're setting to give us that direction and that path and guidance of where we want to be in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And you can look at that on a professional level, you can look at that on a personal level, and it impacts it. And I like the the idea that you associated it similar to it being, harmonious and forming the right chemistry in helping you grow, because ultimately it is something that gives you that motivation, that inspiration, and along the ways, setting goals that you're accountable for and making sure that those goals are smart along the way and that you have, and I can see, if I was Eric Aroca sitting back and looking at my vision plan 10 years ago, I would say, okay, well, he had on his list that he wanted to be the president of an association and be involved to make an impact. He wanted to make sure that he was building his business in terms of consulting and speaking, and also honing in on even down to your niche, because I heard that at first you were in corporate America and then you ended up now pivoting over to educators. It might not be where you start that you end, but it's that evolution that you gain through the involvement and the participation and the experience of finding what your passion ultimately is. And I think as people, that's what we're all looking for, is like, what's this passion that gets me up every day and just motivates me to be able to give that value to others. So
Yeah.
what is your passion in terms of, what fuels you?
What fuels me is the opportunity to share my message. That's what fuels me. It's the opportunity to give back. And when we talk about passion, passion is a funny word, right? I think because often we liken it to something that we love to do or whatever. But I take it one step further. Passion actually is a word that comes from the time of Christ, and it actually was talking about sacrifice. So when we talk about passion, it's really like, what are you willing to sacrifice for that thing? So what am I willing to sacrifice to share my story to help influence other people? I am I am willing to sacrifice just about everything except for my family. And sometimes I sacrifice my family, right? I can't be at a family event. I can't be at a birthday party or, something like that because duty calls. That's my passion. I'm willing to sacrifice so much for it to be successful. So sacrifice, right? Passion. I'm passionate about sharing my message, but passion by itself does you very little good, right? Because you can burn out. It's hard. It's people look at people who love what they're doing, who are passionate about something that they're doing, and they just go, oh, I wish we could all be like that. Well, we all could be like that, but we have to want that. So you got to have that passion. But I think with passion, you have to couple that with purpose. What's the purpose, right? Why are you doing that? Why do you have passion for that thing? is your purpose really clear to you? Because if that purpose becomes clear when you're sick, when you just don't want to get up and work that day, now your passion with your purpose is going to help drive you forward. It's going to help you continue on that path. Even when everything seems to be going wrong, it's going to help you continue moving forward. And then at the very end, you just have to have the perseverance.
I love it. Now, one important element of that that I heard is that through that, it allowed you to be able to grow. And ultimately, the association was an instrumental role in getting you from your former chapter to the Houston chapter, and now being able to just share your knowledge through your experiences. And I know one of the things that you did last year was you were dean to the Speakers Academy for our
Oh
Houston
yeah.
chapter. And that was really, really exciting because we had a great turnout, and the graduates were amazing and they gained a lot of value from it. So before we kind of transition into, you know, actually, before we finish this interview, I think it's really important for us to talk a little bit more about Speakers Academy. Tell me what you've gained in terms of your growth for your experience through Speakers Academy, teaching it, going through it, just all of it.
You know, I was really excited about Speakers Academy, and it was an honor to be assistant dean, right, to the great Mike Lejeune. And I think I learned more than anybody there. And that's kind of me being a little bit greedy, right? Because I like to soak things in. But when other people are speaking, I just listen. I tend to speak last because I'm trying to absorb everything that people are saying. And so when we had people sharing their personal stories, if I was really intently listening, I could give them feedback on their stories, and I could say, hey, instead of saying this, you could say this. You could show a little bit of emotion here, or you need to whisper here, or you need to raise your voice here, and helping them in that, in crafting that personal message that they were trying to craft. um, it was so much fun. It was so much fun to see, uh, to just be able to see them from where they were from day one to where they were 6 months later, right? Because the course was 6 months. So just be able to see that growth from day one to the end. Wow, what a transformation. You could see their growth. You could see their confidence grow, which was a beautiful thing to see. We had people in there that were pretty shy, who didn't want the spotlight, right? They were not used to it. But by the end of that 6 months, you could see their growth. You could see their confidence grow. And now, as they take the stage, they're a totally different person than they were, when they started Speakers Academy. And so happy that we had Speakers Academy. It was a blast. I can't wait till the next time we have it, because I think I will sign up as a participant this next time.
Well, and our members can go onto our website and go under the Speakers Academy tab in order to be able to get more information and details about the program, because it definitely is something that brings you value in learning and growing and just being able to expand your knowledge in the industry. And again, it might not be the exact same thing, but something that somebody's doing may trigger an idea
Yeah.
or a concept that helps you be able to apply it to yourself in your own unique way. And again, to be able to just come into the programs and see the different topics. This year, we're having topics ranging from sales, marketing, intellectual property, down to our entrepreneurial webinars. They get into being able to understand leadership and how, like you said, finding the right culture and finding the right person to be able to do the right roles and responsibilities in your business. I know when we recently spoke, you were looking to hire an assistant and have other roles within your organization that can help you be able to delegate, and then ultimately elevate. And I think as business owners, to be able to have, someone that's doing our schedules for us and managing our emails for us and, getting our appointments lined up and our commitments, it takes a lot of work, and you do get burned out. You can get burned out really, really quickly. And then on top of that, trying to manage your personal life with family and, just everything else, it is really a juggling act. And to see other people do it motivates you, encourages you, inspires you to know that, hey, I can do it too. And you've been a true testament and inspiration to that because we've seen it firsthand. And so, what other last minute pieces of advice or just little, words of wisdom would Eric have for our viewers and our listeners who are, looking to be a part of something that's just bigger that allows them that opportunity for growth,
You
accelerated?
know, this year my words are bravely and faithfully, right? And I have them written on my phone in Latin because all my phrases are in Latin, like I'm not Victoria Curum. So this year is bravely and faithfully. And so I would say, as you go about your life on a daily basis, live your life faithfully. Be faithful to yourself. Be faithful to your friends. Live a faithful life. Live that principle of being faithful and be brave, right? Be brave. When you know you're right, you're right. Be brave in what you do. You have to get up on that scary stage and face thousands of people or one person. Be brave, be courageous, stand tall, hold your head up high. You got this. If you own a moving company, be brave in what you're doing to grow your business and to build your employees. Be faithful and be brave. And then in the end, hey, come and join us at NSA Houston because we're going to have a great time. And like we said, we're going to rise together. So come and join us. We'd love to have you and meet you and learn from you. And, and hopefully in the end, you learn a little bit from us and we rise together.
I love it, Eric. A sincere thank you for your bravery and sharing your remarkable insights and experience with us today. You are definitely an inspiration and have an infectious passion for what you do. To our listeners and viewers, we appreciate you tuning in to another episode of Storytellers. Come back again to hear more from outstanding speakers, authors, trainers, coaches, consultants, and our members of the Houston chapter of the National Speakers Association. This is Beth Rohani signing off.